Yesterday, Donald Trump went to Grand Rapids, Michigan. The headlines were all over the place talking about the border bloodbath. And the RNC launched this new website called BidenBloodbath.com, which highlights, they say, the horrors of Biden's migrant crime. He had a roundtable discussion with a bunch of law enforcement officers who ended up standing behind him there on the stage. And he talked a lot about illegal immigration. And he said under crooked Joe Biden, every state is now a border state. And he also mentioned Ruby Garcia. She's that 25-year-old woman that was allegedly killed by an illegal in Grand Rapids who had been deported. The guy who allegedly killed her had been deported to Mexico in 2020 under Donald Trump, but then returned to the U.S. and her body was found alongside the road.
Right. And apparently the police say that she was in a romantic relationship with the suspect. And the suspect told the authorities, yeah, I shot her indeed.
And he came back when Biden was president.
Right, exactly. And so you've got, and we told you that they were going to call this the Biden border bloodbath. This follows on the heels of last month in Ohio when former President Trump used the word bloodbath, and critics suggested that he was warning of political violence if he didn't win, but he and his allies said that was all taken out of context. Listen, it was not out of context yesterday. He made it very clear. There is trouble on the border, and listen to him once again use bloodbath in Grand Rapids yesterday.
I stand before you today to declare the Joe Biden's border bloodbath, and that's what it is. It's a bloodbath. They tried to use that term incorrectly on me 2 weeks ago. You know, it's all about misinformation. If you want to help Joe Biden wheel Granny off the cliff to fund government benefits for illegals, then vote for crooked Joe Biden. But when I am president, instead of throwing Granny overboard, I will send Joe Biden's illegal aliens back home. We have an empty podium right here to my right. You know what that is? That's for Joe Biden. I'm trying to get him to debate. I'm calling on Crooked Joe to debate anytime, any place. We'll do it anywhere you want, Joe.
So, Brian, the Federation for American Immigration Reform FAIR did an analysis on the amount of illegals that have killed Americans, and they're up under Joe Biden. There is a bloodbath going on within the country, and I think the point that the president made last night when he had all these sheriffs that were behind him as well, they don't like him using that language when it comes to the illegals that have killed people. But he goes, what language do you want me to use when there's criminals killing Americans? And Progressive always make the point. Listen, the majority of the people that are coming across the border are peaceful people. They don't commit. But one is way too many.
Right. There's this big thing. And the number one issue for the president, and it's justified, it's always been his issue, and now it's the American people's number one issue, is illegal immigration, the collapse of our border. If you go see it, you can't spin it any other way. The president keeps leaning on legislation that the Senate won't vote on, says, oh, that's a bipartisan legislation would have fixed all this. Even if it was signed into law and worked out in detail, the ink wouldn't even be dry on it yet, so let alone affect things we're looking at now. Now, before we give you the Wall Street Journal poll, just keep in mind, the Fox poll comes out, and they say the president's approval is at 41%, on the economy 38%, inflation 34%, immigration 30%. It all adds up to some stunningly good news at this point, being it's only April, for the president. So take a look at the battleground states. Let's take a look at Pennsylvania, where Trump's got a 3-point lead. In Michigan, currently a 3-point lead. That's down slightly. Arizona, where the president stunningly lost by 5, he's up by 5 right now. This I was surprised at. Georgia is closing with Trump still up 1. Nevada is now in play, legitimately a battleground state. I never remember Trump winning that. North Carolina is on the target list for President Biden. Trump is up 6. Wisconsin, a flat-footed tie. That's why he was in Green Bay yesterday.
It's interesting. The people who did the poll said that there could be some, a little glimmer of sunlight for Joe Biden, or it could be even better news for Donald Trump. They said that in this particular poll, about a quarter of the people said that they are either undecided or they're for a third-party candidate, like Bobby Kennedy. But according to the pollsters, historically, what happens is the closer you get to the election, the more they decide and the more they walk away from the third-party candidates. So Joe Biden might be able to capitalize on abortion, which is one of the things the pollsters also found. They found that Donald Trump was #1 in the economy and also immigration and migration. But Joe Biden runs away with it when it comes to abortion. And the Democrats have been very effective in nationalizing the abortion issue.
Well, both candidates are going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on advertising and also on turnout efforts in those 7 swing states, which account for 93 electoral votes out of the 270 needed to win.
Right. So far, the economy is huge. Dissatisfaction with the national economy really is hurting President Biden. Think about this. He spent $40 million last summer to talk about Bidenomics, and now he barely brings it up because it was an epic fail.
Well, the Washington Post did some analysis, and it all began over the question, are Democrats overhyping Biden's campaign cash? He has $128 million on hand, Donald Trump $96 million. And one analyst put it this way: having a lot of door knockers won't matter if you're knocking on doors of angry Arab Americans in Dearborn or black men in Atlanta who feel disillusioned with Biden. So you can have all the money that that they're claiming that he has, but if you got voters that are upset from issue to issue, from the economy to the border to what's happening with the sanctuary cities policies in all of these liberal cities, it won't matter how much cash you have.
Think about how many people voted uncommitted in these states.
Yeah, exactly. I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.